You know you add tremendous value and you can do amazing work for clients, but for some reason, you're really only attracting low budget clients. And when you try to offer something with a more at market rate or more what you want to make, you are, first of all, a little bit scared, and you are feeling like you're undercutting, and you're always going to be stuck in that place where you're attracting low budget clients. This is a very, very common thing that happens when people are just starting out, or when they don't really realize or aren't pricing their services commensurate with their value that they're providing. But sometimes it's just a necessary part of having your own business and doing business. It's like when you have business opportunities that come your way, it's really hard to say no when the client has a low budget. So I'm going to give you some strategies so you can start to think about how and why you may want to take on these lower paying clients when it makes sense, and how to structure these opportunities and make the most of it. Is this a stepping stone to something bigger? Do you see that this could be a stepping stone into a niche you want to specialize in where you don't already have some experience, and you can use the results you get to catapult you into bigger clients with bigger retainers in this niche? Or are you stretching it to make it work because you're desperate? Right? That's different. Those decisions are different. If you're stretching to make this work because you're desperate, you will regret that decision, because you're going to be stretched so thin. You're going to be resentful of these low paying clients. When you have clients that don't invest, they are not actually invested in what, if they don't invest money, they're not personally invested in the results you're getting for them. So they end up frustrating you. So that is not the right decision to take on a low paying client. But if you can answer some of those questions of specializing in a niche, it could be a stepping stone, you're passionate about the brand, you really believe in them, you think it's going to make you look good over time, then that may be a reason to say yes to a low paying client. So now you've made that decision. Here's how you make that work. You have to limit the time and you have to limit the scope. Because if you just let this go indefinitely, you're going to build up a lot of resentment. There's no opportunity to grow with the client, and there's no milestones that you're looking to meet in order to kind of step up to the next tier of pricing. So you can come in for a certain period of time, let's say like 3 months, and then reevaluate so the client knows exactly what you're going to get. You've got to set those expectations. You have to set those expectations so they know, you know, this is not going to like catapult their business. If it's limited, this is what they can reasonably expect. And it's really about generating some momentum. Then you reevaluate. It's just to get the ball rolling. So if you're just starting out, it could be worth it to work for a lower budget as long as you're clear with the client that it's for a limited period of time, and really clearly state what the scope of that work includes. So the reason why is so you have the opportunity to come back and open up the door to discuss an increase in your fee. So you can say to them, you know, I've been doing everything so far for X dollars, and now we're going to add back in those digital services, like, or I should say print services, influencer engagement, and that's going to be Y dollars. Otherwise, you say, well, I've been doing it for X and now I want to make Y. And they'll say, well, you're not really adding anything. You know, why? You just did it for that much. Why should I pay you more? So you have to be clear and say, we're doing it just to help get the momentum going, and then we're going to reevaluate. And you may have to add in some services to help it justify the increase in cost. And you want to be able to demonstrate that the budget is going to go up, the fee is going to go up because the scope is increasing. You want to talk about it like the investment is going up, like the monthly retainer investment in, you know, us helping you grow your business. So you want to make sure to include all of the stuff that they're getting for that limited time, that's another reason to make an exception. If you see it as a stepping stone, you can use the results you get to attract bigger clients in that niche, using those results as an example of what's possible for case studies, for putting on your website as your results, for sharing on your social media platforms. People will start to see you and associate you with that niche, and you'll start to become the go-to, right? So there are exceptions, and then once you make that decision, make it limited in time and limited in scope, and clearly communicate that to the client, and then reevaluate.